Hello from the Daily Dad. Entrepreneurialism is alive and well at this new Asian restaurant in Rockville. It's JinLan Dumplings, a very pretty and cozy nook of a restaurant that's helmed by this teacher turned restaurateur. Having opened up about 6 months ago, I've never been here before. I'm curious and you're curious. Let's check out JinLan Dumplings on this episode of The Daily Dad. You have to love the owner's backstory. She has a gift, and the kitchen is her playground. Of course, dumplings are the main draw. In fact, they have a dedicated dumpling chef working right by the order window who probably makes several hundred dumplings a day. And I am having visions of me watching my grandma when she would make fresh dumplings for me and my brother. Dumplings are definitely on the dinner agenda. But the food options here actually run the gamut. You've got ramen, as well as a traditional array of Chinese entrees, as well as xiaolongbao. Yum yum, let's place our order and then look around. I do like the vibrant reds and golds, which symbolize good fortune. Definitely a very pretty interior. And here's a tidbit. This mural on the southern wall was painted by hand by the owner's daughter. They really got their start selling their dumplings at local farmers markets as depicted in the mural. That was then, and this is now. By the way, the Daily Sun is with me, and no surprise here, but he's ordering the chasu ramen in miso broth. Wow, I am impressed with this. The miso broth is rich, dense, flavorful, delish. The chasu pork was umami rich and just about as good as it gets. The Daily Sun was immediately impressed with how tasty it was. You usually don't come across such yummy ramen at a Chinese restaurant, so this is a good find. Maybe the owner should change the restaurant's name to JinLan Ramen and Dumplings. You know, I actually had the chance to meet the owner. Again, what a great backstory and what a lovely lady in general. This restaurant is really a labor of love for her. And so are her dumplings. This one is their sampler. The green colored ones are vegetarian, while the others are filled with chicken, shrimp, and pork. For me, and without a doubt, the pork dumplings were my favorite, but more on my thoughts on these later because I do have some thoughts. Everyone loves scallion pancakes, and these had a really nice balance of oiliness and spring onioniness. Yep, they are tasty. Honestly, once you've had one, they are really hard to put down. I am sure that the next time I come with the Daily Sun, he will want to order these again, and again, and again. For the most part, so far so good after our first visit. Definitely worth a return visit, and I'm looking forward to ordering items off of their extended menu. On our second visit, we're visiting other parts of the menu by getting a different dim sum dish, ordering something that's a main entree, and eating some xiaolongbao. First, the spicy wontons from the dim sum section. These were good, just the right amount of meat without the wonton shell falling apart. Nice presentation, spice level was good. It was a competent dim sum item. But if you're going to order something to complement a main entree, I would probably chip in a few extra bucks and upgrade to the dumplings or the xiaolongbao. Next up, it's the Mongolian beef, and this one surprised me in a good way. Ample amounts of slivered white onions, as well as a generous portion of green onions, gave this a bit more wow. Also, the beef portion was generous, and it was incredibly tender and was quite savory. The dish, thankfully, was not spicy, so this is a dish that everyone will enjoy. The Daily Sun devoured this. I thought it was the best thing about our 2 visits here. And then finally, we ordered a tin of pork xiaolongbao. They were fine. If you follow my channel, you've heard me say that I like xiaolongbao better when it comes with a high risk of exploding juice all over your shirt. These won't really do that, but it still explodes with lots of umami taste. Again, the Sun gave it a big thumbs up, and I was pretty satisfied with these as well. In fact, both visits and the overall experiences were pretty solid. Let me share some final thoughts. First, this place is a wee tad small. The food is good, the atmosphere is vibrant, the prices are reasonable. this place deserves to have a larger footprint. Currently, with this cozy setup, they can only accommodate really parties of 2 or 3, maybe 17 patrons maximum, but they won't be able to attract families of 4 nor larger parties. Still, despite the small size, the place will leave you with a good impression. They are probably still going through some growing pains as attentiveness was kind of uneven. As you can see in these pictures, we initially did not get any serving utensils for the entree, nor any soup spoons to properly eat the xiaolongbao, but it's a minor and forgivable blemish. Finally, it's hard not to comment on their dumplings, which is their showcase item, and since this area is full of Chinese restaurants and therefore dumpling options. While I would recommend the pork dumplings, I can't figure out why the variety pack is so expensive, which is $16. The straight-up options are all about $13, and this variety pack isn't throwing in anything luxurious such as abalone or shark fin or lobster, right? So what's causing the price spike? Is it the labor? A tariff? I would recommend just ordering one of their straight-up options such as the pork and chives, as those are the better value. But speaking of value, I need to point out that the prices on these dumplings are much higher than average on a per dumpling basis. Fortunately, there are so many good things you can order here that this likely won't be a deal breaker for you. But if your sole mission is to get dumplings, then there are more economical options nearby. With all that being said, the Daily Sun and I thought the experiences were solid. We'd definitely come back. They do make the most of their limited space, and the owner is making the most of this opportunity. It's a growth process, but they are moving in the right direction. Make sure you give them some love, and I'll see you there. Hey, this is the Daily Dad reminding you to try new things and to be happy.